screen because it's not on my screen. See, it's somebody said it's 7:01. Yeah,
They're listening. They listening.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Gamers DMZ podcast. I'm the OG Double M. Start
and
from
yeah, you started introducing everybody, sir.
what can I introduce everybody?
That's what I said. Oh, that was cause talking to Sir Rich. No, I'm talking to you. My apologies.
From top to bottom. First lady of Xbox, Jazzy Moto.
What up?
Representing Gen Z, Mega Elixir. What's up, Mega?
Up that Gen Z quote's kind of corny, but moving on.
No
We got
allowance for
Womp
Get
you.
womp.
Rich. We got Get Rich or Try Dying.
The way
How you doing?
he don't want to try
What?
dying. We don't want that.
We don't want to die. We got too much dying going on. Yeah. And I got to give a shout out real quick to one of my ex coworkers, Mr. Trevelyan. He and I used to work together at AT&T back in the day. He was an engineer. So I'm saying what's up to Mr. Trevelyan. Thanks for stopping by. But go ahead. I apologize.
Yeah, thank you.
And last but not least, the one and only the one.
Good evening, everyone. When you get the opportunity, if you get the opportunity, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We're going to move kind of quick tonight, so we're going to find out what everyone's been playing. As Double just stated, and again, thanks everyone for showing up. Let's talk to Lady Jazz and find out what she's been playing this week.
I have been playing Fall Guys. I tried playing Overwatch too, but you know, it was a long queue. That wouldn't happen.
No, you weren't going to play that, right? Okay.
It was a queue of 2,000 people for about 10 minutes. I was like, nah, this ain't happening.
You know they were hit with a DMZ. I mean, a DDoS or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, denial of service, a distributed denial of service attack. That's why it was the line that they were attacked.
Interesting.
But that's why.
No.
Yes, DDoS, DDoS.
DDoS.
But
And what else?
Last
what
night-
else were you playing?
yeah, last night I streamed some Grounded on Twitch.
Yeah, I did see you around it when I signed in my Xbox. I said it was 9 something, so I was getting ready to go to bed. But I was like, I was going to join, but I saw you were in there with a couple of people.
Oh shoot, it's
I
4
said,
slots.
She
so.
handling things.
Yeah.
What else were you playing?
I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, okay. What about you, Nicholas?
Well, well, I finally get to play Monster Hunter Rise with Double M.
You got him to play. You got him to play that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a blast.
I couldn't
Yeah.
get him to play it. I can tell you that when Monster Hunter was out, I couldn't get him to play it. But anyway, I'm glad you got him.
Yeah. And
Shade.
Take the Switch version.
Don't care. Shade.
Poof, poof, poof. Throw the shade on him. Poof, poof.
Whatever.
What else were you playing?
I've played Kingdom Hearts 3 and I beat that game.
Oh, that's good.
Congrats.
Yeah. And that was about it this week.
What about you, Double?
Well, like Mega Elixir said, we played some Monster Hunter Sunrise. Finally got around to playing it with them. That was
I like
great.
how you said Sunrise as in we have the DLC. We don't have the DLC.
What you mean we don't have
Also,
to
it, yeah, we don't. You have to buy it. Did you forget you can buy downloadable content?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, anyway,
remember what you said earlier when we were in what they call the green room getting ready. You said you're getting old, your mind's going. So we're gonna attribute it to that. So, so Rich,
so
what,
that
yeah, what else? Are you playing
and I've been
anything
playing some
else?
Cyberpunk.
Okay. Oh, you were playing Cyberpunk. That is
Mm.
correct. I saw you on Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
What else were you
90
playing?
hours in.
90 hours?
Yep.
Oh, you rolling.
Oh yeah.
What about you,
That's
Sir
it for
Rich?
me.
Oh, I was playing that God of War last night, streaming that, continuing. Then I think that might be the new stay play, the game I play on Wednesdays. Because I was playing Assassin's Creed, but it's the God of War is hitting better. I'm enjoying myself better in playing that.
Oh,
Try.
hold that thought on God of War. When I finish, I want to make sure we go because I want to hit on that real quick. So go ahead. I'm sorry. All right. Before we start.
I played the Meta War, Modern Warfare 2 beta when that was open.
Beta. Sorry. Go ahead.
It was pretty decent. What else was I doing? I played something else. Played Hearthstone because Overwatch 2 wasn't working on launch day. So I was sitting there on my stream watching YouTube and playing Hearthstone while I was waiting for Overwatch 2. But I got a little bit of Overwatch 2 in. The servers on that have been redunculous. They already admitted that it was because of the phone syncing that you had to do with the BattleNet servers was messing up with prepaid phones, so it was crashing their systems. So it was
You believe that propaganda, but okay, you said so.
Oh, one more.
no, because they was probably had somebody using that as to hack into their system because it was a flaw. They was probably just exploiting a flaw, but they didn't give it real good details about it. So
okay, what else were you playing?
well, I think that was it.
No, one more game. We were streaming. I think that was last Friday. You suggested PUBG too. You had suggested we play Spider Heck. Yeah.
Spider Heck. Forgot about that. Yeah, that game's fun.
Couldn't get the controls together on that game. The little thing.
Really?
Like,
yeah. Just play with it. It's
grabbing weapons and swinging around, and man,
I thought that was silly.
It was fun. Keep going. It gets better. Because at first I kept killing myself. I'm like, what is happening?
Is that all you were playing?
Mm-hmm.
Sir Rich?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. What did I play? I played Chivalry 2.
Oh, how's that?
It's okay. You got to get
it looked weird.
Yeah, at first I tried to play it in the cloud.
Oh no!
Don't do it.
No,
don't do it.
No, you got to download that.
Yeah, so I downloaded it.
I've watched that.
It's horrible because you need to have
precision,
good frame rate, and precision. So you don't need very low latency while playing that game. And it was okay. So it's not. I'm glad it's in Game Pass because I wouldn't have bought it. No way in the world.
It looks like it has it's fun for a little bit, but then you might get bored of it if you don't have like a squad.
Right.
And it don't look like that's gonna keep my attention too long, but I'll give it a try.
And I was playing Proteus. I played Proteus. That game is the Doom game. I keep telling y'all about to play.
Yeah, I got it downloaded.
You got to download. That game is fun. I got stuck somewhere. I gotta go ahead.
I want to say the Mega. Then you download it.
I'm sorry, what?
Then you download Proteus?
No.
Oh.
It's only like 2 gigabytes. It's like a
quick it's nothing. Yeah, it's a quick download, but it's fun. And as usual, I played my staple, Call of Duty. And 2 weeks ago, I played Modern Warfare on the PS5, which we talked about because I told y'all that third person is a gimmick. But, so let's move into our main topics. But I wanted to make sure we went back and discussed more or less that God of War. And speaking of God of War, do you guys think that it's kind of suspicious or kind of interesting that God of War has not had any publicity, any outside of one trailer? I don't see a God of War console. Have you?
Mm-mm.
So do you guys didn't think that was
It's unlike Sony not to go hard in the paint with the advertising.
right? So you
Maybe they
guys
was. When is due out? November 9th?
9th, right?
Nice.
So you guys
A
didn't
month
think
out
that was
almost.
right. So my whole point, you guys didn't think that was kind of strange.
I think
That
it's
is
strange.
I didn't really notice
That's
it until you brought it
strange.
up, and it is strange.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because because I was in
but
like, well, go ahead.
but you do see, or you did see, or you have seen a Call of Duty console for PS5, right? They are selling it on the PS.
Oh,
PlayStation website. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anything on a console for the PS5 in regard to God of War. So again, I go back to my original
And
comment.
they had a collector's edition, but they sold out. I think they sold out of the collector's editions.
Of what?
Sell out?
Really?
They have, yeah.
I did. I have not. I saw a God of War game collector's edition, but I have not seen a God of War. Right. I have not seen a God of War
console.
Right.
How strange.
Yeah, that is strange, especially this close to the holiday.
Not only is it strange, I just don't know and don't think it's, I'm gonna go with this. I want to be wrong. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna release November 9th. I want to be wrong. And I was telling somebody else, I put it somewhere, and I was telling people that, hey, why would you release it? And you need to get every penny you can off Call of Duty because of what may happen with the merger of Microsoft and Activision. You need to get every penny. So you don't want, and not that it will, because God of War is a popular game, but we're going into economical, and we are in the economic times where people don't have all this extra money to spend, and people may only be able to buy one game. And if Call of Duty come out first, and you spend all your money to buy Call of Duty, you don't have money to buy the God of War, which is 2 weeks away for $70. Then you're going to buy the Modern Warfare, and some parents may not have that money to spend an extra $70. That's $140 for 2 games. So it probably would behoove Sony, in my humble opinion, that they would go ahead and not release it till next year. That's me. Maybe they'll come out a month away, which will be Sunday, and start a massive campaign of advertising for God of War. I don't see anything. I'm looking at the NBA game right now on switching back and forth, looking at the NBA game on the NBA channel, and I'm looking at football on Prime, switching back. And guess what? I don't see anything about that PS5. You know how NBA and Sony advertises big time on the NBA. So I don't see anything about God of War. So that was my thought. I wanted to get your guys' opinion about it real quick. And do you find that quite peculiar, Lady Jazz?
Like I said, regrettably I have not gotten around to playing a God of War, but I have seen.
I'm just talking about you seeing advertising.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like I can't really speak too much, but yeah, you're right.
Haven't seen no
part of me is just being optimistic, thinking maybe they're just trying to, make sure they get things right and not rush it, and they don't want to say too much, and because during the process, a lot of times
they gave a release date. So my point is, don't you think they should be advertising?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I really don't know.
Okay. What about you, Serge?
I would think they generally Sony be plastering it everywhere, all the way back out here for the holiday seasons.
I haven't seen a billboard. I haven't seen anything.
They usually heavy on the advertising.
Exactly.
That's Sony. They something broken.
Heavy.
What about you, Double?
I find it's very interesting because God of War is their flagship game. You know what I'm saying? That's the flagship game. And they depend on Call of Duty a lot. way more than what we think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe they should have delayed it to February
That's my
after the
speculation.
holiday.
That's me speculating. I'm
Yeah.
not anywhere near. Don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just saying that's me speculating. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have any
Yeah.
people inside
You would
telling.
usually see advertisement. You're
Yeah.
right. We used to be seeing advertisement everywhere.
Okay.
Even on a freaking bus, on the side of a bus or something.
Exactly.
On the accident, here come another bus with Kratos behind it.
Yeah, you know. So, so yeah.
It's
I
Maybe, like
guess
I
they not
said,
expecting big numbers for it this holiday.
no. I think to me, it would be like I said, if it's Call of Duty coming out and they got a Call of Duty console, and being that, like I said, the merger with Microsoft and not the merger, the buyout, it would behoove them to say, hey, we can't take chances. We need to get every penny off the God of War. God of War needs to be in its own space by itself. We don't need people worried about, oh, which game can I afford? Which will I choose?
Mm-hmm.
We want everybody to choose God of War, not Call of Duty. We need our money from Call of Duty as well. But anyway, I just want to. Oh, Megan, what's your opinion?
Oh, yeah, I definitely find it strange, especially since it's a big IP, for Sony.
It's one of their biggest IPs. I think is it their
One
biggest?
of the biggest.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the
It
flagship.
is, yeah.
So interesting.
Very, very,
Okay.
very interesting. Very.
So we'll see how this transpires. We'll see how Sunday, if they advertise it on a Sunday football game or sometime this week. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see how they um, handle it. So, we'll see how that comes out. Did you guys pay any attention to, and what are your thoughts on, and will you buy it, and what do you think of the cost? The three things, the cost of what I'm about to say. Did you look at the demo? It's a remake.
Don't you talk about my they mad? Don't nope.
Okay.
Nope.
What do you guys think about Dead Space? Did you see
I knew
the
what he was talking about. That's irritating. When I saw $70.
Lady Jazz?
I want to play it anyway. It's
You're
frustrating,
not.
just as he says. But,
You're not going to play it.
Yeah, I do definitely because I played the first one. Loved it.
It's a remake of that one.
Yeah, I
With extra
know.
surprises.
Yeah,
Right. So did you guys actually see the video?
No, I'm not looking at anything.
Okay.
Well,
I
close your
refuse.
eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes then.
Yeah. Close your eyes because
Look
it's
at y'all.
Play that video.
Nah, hey y'all.
Roll that beautiful bean
So-
footage. There we go.
Hit it, DJ.
what do you think, Megalix? What did you think of it?
Like the gameplay of the remake of Dead Space.
You not really the gameplay because you haven't played it, so I couldn't ask you about the gameplay because you hadn't played it. But what do you
True.
think of the visuals? How do you think it looks as opposed to the original, or have you played the original?
I have not played the original. I have an interest of Dead Space though, and I
Play
would
it.
like play the original. But let's see. Let First of all, let me try to like pull up the stream
While
to
he's
see it
doing that,
because I
Double, what do you
remember
think?
seeing screenshots of the remake though, and I thought it looked decent.
Oh, it looks
This
very
looks
good.
great.
It's very.
Yeah.
This looks
It
great.
looks no, it looks good. It looks good. The only thing that I don't like, and it's just me, I'm tired. I'm tired of EA making everything in that Frostbite engine because everything in Frostbite to me feels
Clunky.
clunky.
It feels
Yeah,
heavy.
it's very clunky. There's no fluidity.
But that's the
And
point of Dead Space. You're supposed to feel heavy and clunky.
You know
well,
that big armor.
let me ask you a question. If I'm in space and there's no gravity, how could I feel clunky?
Not on the
Because
ship.
when you're not clunky when you're in space, but when
Huh?
you're not clunky when you're in space. The clunkiness is only when you're in gravity areas.
But gravity
Well,
is not
if
going to
you
be
got on
one to
gravity
one.
boost.
There's
Right,
different
but
parts of
gravity,
the ship. Like
right?
certain
Right,
parts
Get
of
what
the
I'm
ship.
saying?
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying? Gravity is not going to be on one to one with where you live on Earth. So my point is, I still think it should be a little more fluid. I know that.
It's calibrated for that gravity,
Yeah.
though. The ship is calibrated. You own the ship, and when you go on broken parts of the ship, you get weightless.
Oh, I
That's
know.
part
I
of
know
that's
that.
part that's part of it.
But with weightlessness, it felt clunky, and it still feels clunky.
If he was the engineer, he should have re-engineered the dang thing
He's
and made
heavy.
it
Well,
look lighter.
my hope is that it's a little more fluid, but I don't have that hope that it's going to come true based off the fact that it's in that doggone engine. I that um, Frostbite engine. It seems that EA is stuck on that engine, and I'm
They love it.
glad
They
that
love it.
because that's their own proprietary engine.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
they love
what
it.
games feel clunky to you in Frostbite?
That game, not that game.
What game?
Or what games feel clunky that
Football
you
games
don't
are
think
not as
should
fluid.
be?
Football games are not as fluid. What's that game that we all were happy to play and it just failed? That didn't do well.
You talking about Anthem?
Anthem. That was kind of clunky. Battlefield, the new Battlefield, but it wasn't like an old Battlefield. Even all the Battlefields are like that. And I know it's by design. It still feels clunky. And I just think that's that because EA that engine was not developed for first-person shooters. That engine is used for sports games.
Yep.
They use it for everything under the sun.
And
So
they
I was
used
just
to
So how
not
you
do
feel
that.
about Star Wars games?
Yep.
The Star Wars games feel clunky.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they do.
It says that when you load in with that ugly dinosaur part thing you see.
That battle, what is it? What is it called? The battle, not Battlestar, but whatever it is. That game is kind of clunky, my friend.
Battlefield.
Battlefront. Yeah, Battlefront. That's it.
Battlefront.
Yeah, all those games are kind of clunky. Whereas the makers of Titanfall didn't use that engine to make Star Wars, and you can play Star Wars Jedi, and you see how fluid that game is.
Yep, the game is awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Double M over here was hating on it. He didn't want to play it at first.
Play what?
Really?
That Star Wars game.
Battlefront?
No.
Which one?
Jedi. Fallen.
Oh. No, that game. That game nice.
I was like, you need to play because you thought it was gonna be like Dark Souls. I was like, it's not, but it is. But it's good. It's handleable. You can handle it. That one, that almost didn't exist because EA and they stance on single player games.
Yeah, I like that game.
What do you think, Serge?
About the price, the engine, like what?
Yeah, the price. What do you guys think about the price?
I think it's ridiculous that it on Steam is like $60 and $50, but online on the consoles is a upcharge. Don't make no sense.
Oh, really? I thought
They
it
should
was
be
like
the same.
$70 for everything.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
weird.
Yeah.
But hey, isn't it coming to like Game Pass?
That's where, yep. And if you got an Ultimate, it's a 10% discount. So I don't have a problem with it because I'll be paying. I get $6.99 off of it.
Neat.
Yeah, it's gonna be like what, $63?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 67.
What y'all think about this highlighted quote I got here? Some people mad at Dead Space costing a full $70. I do wish it was $60, but the fact that it is double voice acting, Isaac Moore like he's in Dead Space 2, new side quests, new characters, new gameplay stuff. One fan wrote, to me it looks like a full remake. I'm happy to pay full price. Says the man that has the other opinion of me. Of us.
I'm happy to give my money away. I'm just happy.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Well, it doesn't bother me. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it day one, but if I do, I still get money off of it, so I'm not pressed.
If I pay $70, it better be a disc. But it ain't gonna be
Yeah.
on disc. And if
It's
it is
not?
on disc, not the whole game. Remember, they don't put the whole game on the disc no more. They just
Oh
put
yeah, that's right. It's a smidget, and then you got to download the rest.
yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, my opinion is that the game looks very good, very very good. They show
Yeah, it does.
one site shows before and after. I mean, original and the new, and it was very good.
That was what original Xbox? No, that was 360. 360,
Yeah, it was
early 360,
360,
early
early
360.
but it
was
looked
close
good.
to the one. Yeah, yeah, for its time. But I was looking. I saw some clips of the redone. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I got to get that one.
So I think it's a buy. I think it's going to be fun.
No, it's not. It's not about. See, I'm over here looking at the comments. It's not about being expensive. It's a digital game. It shouldn't be $70 for a digital game. This is like
Agreed.
they cranking up for their server space costs.
So in your world, if you bought a CD, the CD should be cheaper. I mean, it should be more than if you bought the same music online.
Same way a vinyl costs more than digital.
But vinyl costs more because vinyl is expensive. I said CD.
CD would be more expensive than digital, though.
I don't remember. See, I thought
Wait
they
a
were the
minute.
same.
Wait a minute. Look in the chat. Look in the chat. Look what Darius Murphy said.
That's all I was talking about.
What did he say? Hold on, I got to get back there. Multitasking with different channels.
That's what I was referencing when I said that. Like, it shouldn't be $70. Like, no.
Well, we do
The dead
realize
space is known for its singular motion. You have to stop running forward in order to turn left.
Yeah, you do. Cause
that's true. That's true.
That's
true.
Because it's meant to be clunky. It's meant to be clunky.
The main point, Darius, especially if it's a decade-old game.
I do agree to a certain extent that Darius is right. But my point I'm making is that the engine is still clunky, and I don't care if you didn't do that; it was still going to feel like that. That's my problem.
Oh, you saying just because it's frostbite? You just got to gripe against frostbite.
Oh, I do. I said that in the very beginning, though.
I know.
I'm very
like,
transparent.
this is my gripe.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I'm gonna say it in all these ways.
But it got to feel better than the original game.
Yes, I do agree with that. It has to.
It got to.
It'll probably, hopefully, it's closer to the clunkiness that they meant to have instead of negotiating the clunkiness of the capability that they could go to. Because it seems like
So you saying you want it to be the original way?
No, I'm saying like it'll feel how they more closer to how they intended the game to feel originally because of the limitations of the hardware.
Okay,
they had to work around. They had to work around and make it work with the hardware, and they did a good job. They did a good job.
Yeah,
because that game didn't crash. It was, so.
Okay.
Can't wait to see the new one.
Okay. So we got our thoughts. I think, like I said, it may be a buy the day of.
But it's BS that on Steam it's $50 and on the consoles is $70. Like, what is the difference? I don't understand how that is possible. That is the weird.
They need to explain
super
that.
Weird.
What did? Let me ask you a question because I didn't buy the game. How much did Spider-Man cost on PC?
I don't remember. I had it on PlayStation. I bought it. I had.
If you're talking about like Spider-Man Remastered, I believe that was really cheap. It was like what, $20 or something?
No, let's not. Let me rephrase it. When Spider-Man released on PC, not Spider-Man on PlayStation, the PlayStation version of Spider-Man, how much did it cost on PC?
That you would have to tell me because I honestly don't recall.
Now, did it cost $70? That's my whole point.
I know it didn't. I know it didn't, but I don't know what it cost.
Spider-Man was like 60, right?
No, he's saying when they re-released on PC when it came out, like recently.
Like isn't like the PC version basically the remaster version, like the PS5 version?
That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we on the same page now. Yeah, that's exactly what we.
I think it was a $60 game.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it was.
Somebody needs to look that up.
I think it was.
All right, I'll pull it up now. Let me see.
It's $59.99.
Oh yeah,
on
it's
Cool.
Steam.
60. Yeah, it's 60.
Right now, it's
Yes, it
$59.99.
is.
$59.99 on that Steam.
Okay, so my whole point is, if EA can get away with it, they're gonna get away with it. And I got Game Pass, and I'm gonna spend as much.
And that's what they trying to push. They trying to push that narrative that everything got to go up to $70. They want that $70 price point, and then they want to get you on the inside with the battle pass and all that. They want every dollar they can get.
Well, I'm not doing it, so it's no big deal to me. I care less.
Yeah, I'm gonna just probably play Game Pass till it hit on sale.
And that's another. And that's another
what I'm gonna
option. That's another
Like,
option.
that's a good
and
sale right there. Let me get it.
And the other option is it's going to release as a trial on Xbox, so I could play the first 10 hours or 2 hours, or is it 10 hours or something? You get 10 hours, 5 hours. I think it's 5 hours you can play.
They get. I'm about to say they giving you 10 hours on that. I don't think so.
I don't think so, because the game is not 10 hours, so I think they're going to give you about probably 2 hours. If
No,
that.
it's like a 20-hour game. 25.
I wouldn't give you 10 hours to play if it's a 25-hour game. You play.
Me either.
I ain't giving you
I
all-
barely give you an hour.
Yeah. So my point is, whatever it is, I'm gonna play the trial first, and then I'll really be able to decide if I like it. Or
Unless they added a ton of stuff, then I don't know how long the game will be.
Well, regardless, I'm gonna play it and just see.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a roll through. Definitely.
Okay, so we'll see how that comes out when it releases.
I like this remake. It doesn't look as dark. I can actually see more.
Nah, that original was pitchy black.
It was black.
They
Yeah.
had all that pixelation on them squares.
Yeah, this looks real
Oh
good.
man, I can't wait to see them crazy boss fights. Oh my goodness, I'm flashing back to that game in my head.
Okay, so let's see.
I
Had
don't
the
wanna
crazy
see it
babies.
on
Remember the-
YouTube and nothing. I want to see it first. Don't talk to me about them babies.
Okay,
I was about to
you
say,
talking
I
about
want
them
to see
babies?
what they look like.
I don't care. Don't talk to me about them crazy babies.
Okay.
Tentacles in the little dirt.
Go
zone.
ahead,
Okay,
Warren.
we're not going to
I
talk
don't
about
want-
it. Okay, you said it.
It's
You said it.
We get
You
it.
All right, so
said
moving
it.
on.
You did it.
Them things traumatizing.
I
Wait till you.
agree.
You
I've
ain't seen
seen
them,
it.
Megan. Wait till you wait. Just wait.
Okay,
Just wait.
double. Okay, double.
Bruh.
So we can all, we'll be good. Now let's move on to this next topic.
No, he got to play it.
We-
You know, he got to experience it firsthand.
Yeah. We we got to move to the next topic, which is, what did you guys think about? And this is Double, because you said something about this. I want to go first to Double and get his opinion. What did you think about? And I'll go last. What did you think about Need for Speed? And it releases this year. It released this year, right?
All the DLC.
Yes.
Okay, what did you
It's
think about
coming
it?
this Christmas.
What
And
did
I'm
you
disappointed.
think about it?
Ah, I didn't like it.
Exactly.
I did not like it. It's cell shaded. It's horrible. It's horrible. Everybody want the original Need for Speed back. They've been asking for it for years, and they coming up with this.
Unbound.
Give me the original. I'll pay $70 for that. Give me.
Oh
Give
boy!
me the,
Oh, don't say that. What is wrong with you? Saying such blasphemy.
They listening. They
give me
listening.
that one.
You
I'll
crazy.
pay $70 for that.
Okay.
See, look,
Hey.
now he done lost
Okay,
his mind. He
let-
done lost his
let-
whole mind. He lost his. Look what you did to him. You see what you did to him. This ain't.
Also,
Okay,
by the way, to
yeah.
add to that, Double M also said he'll pay like what $70 or $80 for like a remake of the original God of War.
Yes, I would. Yes.
If it's all three of them.
Yeah, if it was
together.
all remastered, redone. Yes.
If it was all three of them together.
Okay. What is your thoughts, Lady Jazz? What are your thoughts?
No.
Look at it. Look.
I mean,
Spoiler.
it looks cool as its own separate entity, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Like
if it wasn't Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the better way of saying. If it wasn't Need for Speed, it'd be interesting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
If it wasn't Need for Speed, okay.
Yeah, because I do have a thing for cell shaded games like Jet Grind Radio. That's one of my favorite games to this day. I love the art style, but when I think Need for Speed, this is not what I think. Looking at all the previous ones, nah. Like dare I say,
It looked like they cheap cutscenes. Like they make the cutscenes the whole game.
And then
you know how they do them shell shaded cutscenes with the people.
And then put a filter on it.
I thought this was just the cutscenes. No, the game looks like that too.
Now,
hey, maybe they make Comic Zone. I'm gonna give me a remake of Comic Zone. Somebody need to make Comic Zone. Make that game.
Dare I say, I will pay full price or close to full price for a remake of Need for Speed Underground.
Y'all crazy with this talking out of
near like $39.99.
Y'all out of pocket with that. Y'all like wasting money. Y'all out of pocket.
That's her opinion.
I like Need for Speed Underground.
Nah, Double started this shenanigans with this trail. This is a domino effect.
Okay, so
this is her point of view. Let her point of view.
All right, I'm done.
But back to my point, like when I think Need for Speed, this ain't it, Chief. So, who's next?
Okay, Mega.
Yeah, I'll go next. Looking at the screenshots, it looks cool, but it doesn't remind me of Need for Speed.
Let
me pull up some gameplay while you talking.
Well, I mean, that's all I could really say.
Yeah, that looked like Need for Speed because that just looked like a cutscene.
All right, Surge. Let's go with Surge. This is gonna be
just
funny.
A cutscene.
Surge.
Cutscene.
Sir, Rich, what are your thoughts?
It looked like a cutscene. I didn't know that's what the game looked like because I didn't see no gameplay or nothing. I thought I was just like some cutscenes. I was like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with it? It always look like that on the cutscenes. But y'all saying that's how the game look? So we gonna have extra exaggerated dusty smoke. How the smoke go look? It's gonna obstruct your view.
The smoke's on right now.
You got spy smoke now. Now we Batman. This Need for Speed Batman. we tried. See, I knew it.
Is that ASAP Rocky?
Opaque smoke? No, that is no.
There it is.
Is that ASAP Rocky?
No.
Who that dude?
Yeah, I think so. I think that is ASAP Rocky.
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
It can be Rocky Balboa. I don't give a
damn. This looks like Miss Marvel over here. Wait.
I'm good. Look, why does the track and the tires look more realistic than everything else?
This looks like how a Disney.
This is kind of a weird art direction because everything else is hyper realistic while the characters.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's like meta. It's like they made it like meta.
Come on, join the metaverse, guys. Come on.
So I bet if this hook up to VR and meta and all that, I think that's the direction they going. They trying to.
Y'all heard us. He said it today.
Cartoon style.
If it's in Facebook Meta or anybody else's thing, I
don't like it.
You heard it first here.
But look at that. Look. It's weird. It's weird.
Okay.
It'll probably be fun to play, but it's like if it wasn't Need for Speed, like I don't know. Maybe they're just taking a different art direction. I don't know.
Okay. You guys, y'all remember? Let me give you my opinion on it real quick. Y'all remember the Living Color?
Living Color.
Are you going where I think?
Two guys
hated it. Men on film. Hated it.
It's 100%.
It's 100%.
I did not like it. I didn't think it was interesting. I'm like, okay, this is a waste of money. I don't know where they were going. I'm like, this is just stupid. I don't know who is it catering to. That is what.
I don't know.
The people who like Miss Marvel.
What you got to look at it as who is it catering to, and I couldn't think of anyone
because it's colorful like that. Yeah, it's colorful. Like, colorful as Miss Marvel. That's how it is. There you go. Hated it.
And now, Public Access presents Men.
But I had told Double. I think I emailed you back and said I don't think I'm gonna like this. When you sent that, I'm like, I thought I emailed you and said, nah, this is not. I'm not gonna like this. I just saw them pictures and I'm like, if this is representative of what the game is going to be, then EA. And guess what? That game gonna be made on that Frostbite engine too. So that is
here you go. Frostbite hater, warm me up. Where's the
Mm-mm.
fire?
No, I
Put it
don't.
on. I don't like that frostbite. No, I don't.
Nope, didn't like it.
So I guess EA is never
Hated
going to make
it.
the jump to Unreal Engine 5, huh?
You
Excuse
said
me,
what?
sir.
I said EA is never going to make the jump to Unreal Engine 5. Oh, they just going to keep
I
developing.
don't think so. I
They
think they're
gonna
gonna
make another system,
I'm pretty
in-house
sure.
system.
I'm
That's what
pretty
they
sure
gonna
they're
do.
pretty proud of Frostbite.
Okay, frostbite. Um, I didn't want to labor on that
True.
topic that long. I wanted to get everybody's topic. So here's one of the topics we're going to move to
Because
right now.
the art
And-
style is it
Yeah.
will improve the frame rate.
Okay, if you
As
said so.
Darius
Yeah,
just said.
That's what Darius saying. But so
Yeah.
that game ugly.
I
He
can't.
looking at the
Like I
silver lining.
said,
He
it
says
looks like a
silver
fun game, but as its own entity.
Silver lining.
The art style is not going to keep me interested with the frame rate. So the frame rate doesn't mean diddly to me because guess what? I'm not going to play it. So
said no.
it doesn't make it. So let's go to our next topic. We had a good time on that one. My point of view.
You've been taking the time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 7:42.
Okay.
What did you guys think about all the information, news coming out about the remake of Horizon Zero Dawn? Now, what do you think Sony's plans behind it? The game was, let me give you some, the game was released in 2017. Then when the PS5 came out, it was optimized for the PS5, correct? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Because when I replayed it on my PS5, I'm like, oh, I'd already beat it. So I didn't have an interest to replay it. I just didn't. I won't do that. But they're supposedly, because this is just rumor, that they're going to do it. But what do you guys think of them making a Horizon Forbidden West? No, Horizon Forbidden Dawn. Excuse me, I stand corrected. In so short of a time period of 5 years. 5 years, you make another game, and will Sony charge $70? If they charge $70, is it justified? It's Sony, so they will justify it. Mega, what you think?
Okay, well, I think the first thing I have to mention is that it's kind of unknown whether this will be like full-blown remake or, just a remastered port of the PS5. Like,
This is not a full blown remake. It's just upgraded with
Scaling.
yeah, lighting and things like that.
okay, because I was about to say if they're doing like a full-blown remake, then that would have been like a waste of resources because Horizon Zero Dawn already, feels like a modern game. I always thought that the reason why remakes exist is so they can reimagine, old games that feel, outdated nowadays.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let me ask a question. That's why I wanted to go to this after. I wanted to make sure everyone's seen the prior video. A remake, and why I wouldn't mind paying $70. I really don't have a problem paying $70, Surge. A remake of a game from the 360 age to the Xbox One.
I said full price.
Let me finish my point though.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm saying a game from the Xbox 360 age coming to the Xbox Series X. Now, the video played, right? You've seen how that game was transformed from what it looked like on the Xbox 360 to the Xbox Series X. It's a night and day difference, right?
Yeah, because it's
So therefore,
over 10 years.
Right, but you do 3 different consoles, right? So you see a difference. I don't think you're going to see a difference with that much of a difference with Horizon Zero Dawn being on the PS5. Case in point, they say it's rumored because they got the Horizon Zero Dawn movie or show coming out. So that being said, they're trying to follow The Witcher, right? Because you remember The Witcher released on Netflix, and then everybody had interest in The Witcher, and they started playing it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Riddle me this. Well, my point is, it really resold too. Why wouldn't that have the same impact with Sony? Why do you have to remake the game? Just put the game back out, put a little hype behind it. It's still going to sell because people have interest. You get my point? And say optimize for the PS5. And the game was optimized for the PS5. So they wouldn't be lying, would they?
No.
And they could resell it at more. They can raise the price. Well, it's they should never have taken it down. But to make a game in so short of a time span, is that justified? So, Lady Jazz, what do you think? You
He
didn't
just
play
means
Horizon
in general. I
In
didn't play
general.
Zero Dawn either. But it's
Okay,
a general
in
question
general,
about
it's a
remake.
general
Pretty good
question,
chunk.
right? I think the reason why it came second is because you saw Dead Space. That was a real remake.
Yeah.
Ground
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
So, what do you think? In
Uh,
general, generally speaking,
Generally speaking, like what? Is it worth it?
yeah, is it worth it? Do you think that how are
Um,
they going to improve that much on that game when it's not really that much to be improved?
Honestly, I say no, but part of me does say yes, only taking into consideration the people who are putting forth the work to do so, because I know it can be rather meticulous.
But the game that's
No,
already being optimized is
no,
not going to be that much work. Okay.
Yeah,
no.
it's optimized from the PS4.
I'm just
It's
being
like
nice.
one generation.
I'm being nice.
Or is it
Okay.
two?
Well,
Because they remastered it in the
right.
four.
No,
Yeah.
it was for the PS4, but then they upgraded for the PS5. They
Okay.
optimized for the PS5, so I don't get it. What are your thoughts, Double?
This Horizon Zero Dawn is still fresh in my mind. I beat it. Well, it's been about 2 years now, but I beat it. I don't see no jump from the PS4 to the PS5. It's not worth it.
Not for $70 if it comes out that much.
Not for $70. No, that's
Okay.
a cash grab. It's a cash grab. They don't have no. It's a disservice to the customer. To me, charge $40 for the game. You remastered it. Charge $40 for the game. You refreshed it on the PS5. Boom, that lets people play it. This game is too fresh. That's my opinion.
You want Valor?
Too fresh. Okay. Surge?
Yeah, I don't think it should be full price like that. It seems like it'll be more genuine to just have it low price because it's not many changes that they're doing. They're just doing, like you say, lighting, like messing around with the sliders, with the PlayStation 5 effects. They're not really upgrading the feel of it or anything like that. That does not warrant a $70 game.
Did you give your opinion yet? Then we're going to go to Double gave his opinion. Everyone gave their opinions and thoughts.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I pretty much said a good chunk at the start.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the overall plan is. I don't know if it's true or false. By the way, everyone is speculating. I think it is true that there is a remake forthcoming. I just hope Sony is not uh, too arrogant to charge that much money for said game and say, okay, we're going to charge you $70. What I think, and the reason why I think they are, Sony is trying to make as much money off their fan base as possible because of all the things going on in the industry, and they got to keep up and they got to make money. So I think that's one of the main reasons. Plus, they said they have all these games in development, which they probably do. So let's move to our next topic, which will be.
You know what? I mean, before we jump off this,
Uh-huh.
some people on Twitter were saying they doing this because every first party game is going to eventually be a movie or a TV show.
That's a good
Okay, but did I just not go back in the very beginning and cover that with The Witcher?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just
I'm just saying. I see everyone's talking about that, but my point, I always like to make sure I cover that and go back and forth to make sure when we start conversations, we have a foundation of understanding. Because a lot of people who are listening may not, like we are probably on looking at everything on social media, listening to things a little more in depth than a lot of other people. So that's why I brought up all that in the very beginning, because I think that even if they do, they're taking a step from CD Projekt Red, which is smart because Sony is a movie studio. That's where they make a lot of their money. So I don't have a problem with them capitalizing and making a lot of their video games into movies. That would be smart. But here's the scary part about doing that. What if it flops?
Yeah.
And the remake supposedly of Horizon Zero Dawn is supposedly similar to, I don't know if you guys saw this, Monster Hunter.
I can see that.
Yeah, you can see that, can't you?
Definitely.
So that may be why they're doing it. And if they do it that route, I can see them charging. It'll be a live service game. But I can see them doing it. So what do you guys think about CD Projekt Red's announcements this week that they have a couple of more games in development, and the games over The Witcher, they got another CD Projekt Red game coming. Another Cyberpunk 2077 game coming out, and 3 or 4 different versions, and other people developing The Witcher, which The Witcher was a very good game. I don't think it was the greatest game ever, like a lot of people say. It was a very good game, but in my opinion, it's not the greatest game ever. Very long.
Say that again?
I said it's a very good game, but it's not the best game ever. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's the best game ever made." I'm like, no, it's not.
That's arguably not.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's in the top maybe 20, maybe top 15, maybe even the top 10.
Yeah, I give it top 10, but I don't think it's the greatest game ever. So what did you guys think about some of the games that they spoke about? What did you think about the remake of not remake, I'm sorry, I'm keep thinking about the remake.
Remaster.
No, not even the remaster. What do you guys think about the CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk next game, the extended game, or not extended, but
I don't know because I gotta play this one.
Oh, you haven't played that one yet.
No.
What do you think about them going? The Witch is going to be based off, let's say, a new universe or a new character. What do you think about that? Double. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea, but they talking. It looked like it's like 3 games.
Yeah, they were talking about like 3 Witcher games.
Project Polaris, Projects was Cirrus and Candice Major.
Candice Major.
Yeah, it's like 3 different games.
I thought Candice Major was a space game.
Wait, so Candice Major is supposed to be their new IP or something?
That's the name of the game in development. It's not
another massive title within the Witcher franchise. Right. That'll be entirely separate from the Polaris trilogy, yet to be revealed studio is making.
Right.
So, I don't know. But Polaris seems like it's going to be a different character. So
yeah, all of them. You're right. And I don't know if in Cyberpunk 2077 if V is coming back.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 Orion.
Yeah, I don't. They didn't say if V was coming back.
Yeah, they didn't say. Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, before I forget, anybody that's listening out there, please like and subscribe to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Timestamp.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not. We're still. I don't have your guys' opinion. What do you think, Lady Jazz?
No opinion on Cyberpunk because, like Sir Rich, I have not touched it yet. But hey, another game, something cool to get into.
What about The Witcher?
The Witcher, I think that's an excellent idea. I really enjoyed it. It'd be cool to see perhaps a new character, new branch. So I'm with it.
Okay. What about Mega? Have you played it? Any of those games?
Never play a CD Projekt Red game.
Oh wow.
I'll tell you one thing though. I'm interested in playing Cyberpunk. And this might sound funny, but I'm more interested in playing Cyberpunk than The Witcher, to be honest. The Witcher can be like way later on. Once, my backlog stuff gets shorter.
I think you'll love The Witcher if you played it.
Well, I
Mm.
guess he should wait till the next gen upgrade anyway, since he said they're going to do
Yeah.
it and then play it in next gen. So that'll look nice. Now I may replay it again if it's really a good upgrade, but if it's not significant, I'm not going to worry about it.
Man,
Okay,
put some
so
I
fire on my
definitely want
butt.
to play it.
Put some fire on my butt because I still ain't finished Witcher 3. I need to jump back into that.
oh, you didn't finish Witcher 3 yet?
Nope.
That's a long.
I didn't finish it either.
Oh, it's a long game. It's
Like,
Oh wow, I
that's
got
I
Yes.
know I'm
I
about to go
probably
back,
played 65%.
get
oh,
reacclimated.
yeah. That's what the biggest problem. A lot of these games, once you leave those games because they're so long, you leave them. You have to get reacclimated. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about the Sony world and the Sony camp is what do you guys think about? What's 7? What do you guys think about um, all Sony games or a good amount of their games going multiplat? And I don't understand
I,
the fan base of some of these people going out and having chats about it because you're upset because Sony following Microsoft's suit by in steps, and they said that one, we're going multiplat, and that if a game, say for instance, the next Spider-Man releases, it's going to release on PlayStation, and then in a year later, it's going to release on PC. And the reason why I think a lot of people don't understand why they're going that route or a year later is I don't think they have the manpower to develop a game in the PlayStation space, then develop it for Windows. Two different OSs. 'Cause I think the PlayStation is under a Linux OS, isn't it? So to port it, you need a team that can port and then program in Windows and understand DX12 or what's the other thing that you don't have to use DX12, but it probably would behoove you to use DX12. So I
I
don't think their
think they're
in-house
still
team,
messing with Vulkan.
yeah, they may be using Vulkan. But my point is that that's why I think that the games are not releasing day and date on PC. It's just based off the fact that they would have to actually develop the game simultaneously, and they don't have the staff. And that one little studio with Nixit, I don't think they're
Nixis.
going to. Yeah, Nixix. I don't think they have the time to. They probably could develop it, but if an in-house studio that's focused on making the game great for that console, I don't think Sony wants to get too many people or hands in the cookie jar to make the game and mess up their quality, so to speak. So what do you guys think, sir? Rich? What do you think about them going multiplat and putting all these games as a service out? Games as a service, gas games out because they're following everyone else to make the money.
Don't like it because this gets further and further away from us owning our actual games, and that means we're gonna lose the like we're not gonna be able to play these games in the future. They're just gonna die off, and then we don't own games. It's
Well, you do realize we don't own games now, even when
yeah,
it's
I
on
know,
the
I know, I know.
business
I'm saying
license.
it's further apart
Yeah,
from that because I
yeah,
still own
right.
games. I'm coming from the perspective of like I own games, and I've seen in the last like what generation, 2 generations,
Yeah,
we ain't been
yeah,
able to own games since
right, right.
360. So
360, right? 360,
yeah,
and a little bit of
so
Xbox One, I think. So
yeah, at the very beginning,
yeah, very beginning. Lady Jazz, your thoughts?
About. Sorry, I'm over here looking for the next link. You said multi-platform for Sony.
Yes, yeah, Sony.
I think it's a good look.
It's all about money.
Yeah, because
That's what
we
people
all know they
understand.
need it. So
Oh well, they need
from
it
their
to make a profit.
standpoint, it's a good look.
Double.
It's about time. They should have been with Multiplat.
It's
But
ours.
yeah, it's a good look. It's the future. It's the wave of the future.
that's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I think.
But I must say, when coming back to Surge with the we don't own our games, I guess each generation doesn't care anymore like they used to, like we did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
I think of
it's
it like
dying.
photos. Because
I'm
You
remember,
don't
sitting over here looking at
right,
back
because you
in the
don't need
day,
music either.
people had their photo
Yeah.
albums and have actual
Unless you
photos
got
they can pick
vinyls.
up.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
now everything's just on the phone, like just digital. So, like you said, it's the newer generation. Just really doesn't care as much. Like we do have our games on our shelves and stuff. So,
I mean, what you think, Mega? Does it? I think Mega cares. He's old school, so.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah,
that's
you
it.
got that right. You got that right.
Yeah,
But
you
But I
got
feel
that
like
right.
I don't care no more.
let me
Yeah.
say my opinion on
Yeah,
some of
Yep.
these platforms. So apparently I heard, and you also mentioned live service too. I think another thing I'd like to add is that they say that like their live service games will be like day one on PlayStation and PC.
correct.
Yeah. And I want to talk mostly about like the live service stuff. Um, they said that like, and I'm assuming this is gonna be like the PS5's lifespan. They said they want to have like what 12 live service games.
In development, correct.
Yeah, in development, and I think they said like two will come out in the fiscal year.
Fiscal.
Yeah, fiscal year. And I'll tell you this, I don't blame Sony for doing this because a lot of live service games, Overwatch, PUBG, Fortnite, and, and Fall Guys, technically, stuff like that, they make a lot of money. And I
Yes,
mean, like,
they
it's a
do.
lot of money. So,
Tons
so
of
yeah, I
money.
say like, so yeah, in terms of a marketing standpoint, yeah, I can see why they're doing this. Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
Jazz, you get your opinion,
Yep.
Lady Jazz.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Sarge, you get your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me end this one real quick by saying, uh, I think it is a move they have to make because it's all about money. And it's always been about money. And that's what companies are in business for, to make money and give the money to their shareholders. It's not about the gamer and gamers. And I think people think that a lot, but that's um it's unfortunately it's not true. They may respect their gamers and they may like their games. They may like that their gamers support them, but they're going to have to make money that's best way they can. And since Sony is potentially going to lose some money once ABK goes through, if it does, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but that is on the horizon with everyone else doing live service games. Um, that's a thought. And here's my scare with live service games. I don't have a problem with them going multiplat. Like I said, they should have been multiplat day and date when they saw Xbox do it. But then again,
Exactly.
what was so funny to me, you would see all these some Sony people who call themselves dedicated Sony's uh, players, gamers, however you choose to phrase it. They more or less were swearing up and down, or they assumed that Sony would never do that. And I'm like, we used to have this thing called "Who's the Fool," and that's all I say because you sure are a fool, and you shouldn't say that word, but I am saying it for colorful reasons. If you thought that Sony was never going to go down this route, if you thought Sony was going to say again, and I'm going to hold this when I said this about God of War. God of War Ragnarok didn't sell 10 million within 1 or 2 months. People were telling me, oh, that's unthinkable. Well, how do you think they're going to make that money? They need that money from the PlayStation brand. And if you can't sell 10 million, then you see the reason why he's going multiply. You need to make that money. And that's the reason why they go live service games, because that's continuous money. The scare I have about live service games, and we can revisit this in the future, but the scare I have about live service games, if everybody goes live service, what's the problem? There's only a finite amount of resources. And when I say resources, resources mean money. And if everyone's not going to spend all that money just to play those live service games, you got to buy this skin. You want to buy that skin. You want to buy that skin. You want if
They got
Too
so
much.
every
much
game, right?
marketing.
If every game is a live service game, you're going to get to the point where people treat live service games like first person games. I mean, like first party single player games where there is no live service. And you just say, okay, I'm just going to play it through. Case in point. Isn't Modern Warfare, what's the one that's online? That's the what is the one, the Call of Duty that's online that everybody can play, the big massive one. What is that called? I rarely
Warzone.
play. Warzone, that's it. Thank you. Isn't that a live service game as well? And you can buy
Yeah.
all this stuff? I'm
True
asking,
that.
yeah. Okay. My
True.
point I'm making,
Yeah.
okay. If that is the case, I have never purchased anything off of that game. And I won't. If it doesn't come from me earning the points, it won't be bought. And if my whole point was that if you got everyone doing this and everyone's Microsoft's gonna have live service, Sony's gonna have live service, Nintendo, EA is live service with Madden, FIFA, NHL, all those games. It's a finite amount of money. We're going into a recession. Everybody doesn't have all this money to spend. So my fear is that these live service games are going to take a heavy fall within 2 to 3 years if everyone's is very egregious and they don't think about the consumer. What are your thoughts? Yeah, you think?
I agree with that.
That's my only scare.
Yeah.
That's my only scare. Is that everyone is so greedy for money, and I'm not saying greedy, trying to make money. Let's say it another way. I think they're trying to make money and high profits, and that's what a live service game offers you: high profits with not a lot of continuous effort. But that's my scare.
I mean, we keep talking about recession is gonna hit. Recession is gonna hit.
Oh, recession is fastly coming this way, and that means limited amount of money.
Yeah, they'll take a hit for sure.
We all, I mean, everyone's going to take a hit, but that, everyone's going to take a hit more or less. A lot of these live service games are going to fail. And that's the reason why I'm going back I think Halo, their live service was horrible because it was very cumbersome when you looked at it and how to get things. It was very convoluted. And I didn't like Halo at all. There's nothing forward about them. Okay, buy this price here. Everything was so nickel and diamond, and I think Halo was too egregious because you knew they were like looking at, oh, I want to make my money back. That's what that was about.
That's definitely what that was about.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous how they nickel and dime Halo to death. Like people Halo fans don't even like it anymore.
Right, because they screwed it up with that nickel and dime. You can't nickel and dime everybody every day. But
especially when you coming from a system that was so free. Like the last system, you didn't really have to pay for anything. You could earn everything. And now they nickel and diming us. That's a real flip.
So they see all the money. They see all the money that Call of Duty and all these other games are making. And it's like, we got to do it too. But
yeah.
So what you say, Serge? They just tried to ram you this generation, huh?
They ain't trying.
They did.
They getting somebody. They ain't getting me, but they getting them.
Because I was never with paying all that money for live service games and stuff like that.
But Destiny proved it worked. ESO proved it worked. World of Warcraft really proved it worked. What they 10 years deep on their game.
Yeah.
Constantly improving on it. With made a nostalgic version, and now they almost back to where the game is on the nostalgia version too. Warcraft is the king of that. Definitely.
Man, I remember when World of Warcraft was really popular.
It's still popular in the circles. Like Asgard
yeah, it's still popular, but like back then, like many
it was everywhere.
It, you know?
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
You couldn't go. It was in commercials. It was like on football games. It was everywhere. Couldn't go anywhere without seeing World of Warcraft.
Okay, so what do you guys? So let's get to the big topic. What we're going to talk about. So yesterday, the Brazilian regulatory agency decided to rule in favor of the Microsoft Blizzard acquisition, and they didn't have any stipulations um, given to Microsoft. They said, yeah, they approved it, seeing anti-competitive issues. But a lot of people thought and still think that because of Microsoft's how big as a trillion, 1.8 something $1 trillion company, and that Sony is a small company, that hey, Microsoft, there will be concessions that Microsoft would have to make. So, did any of you look at how the Brazilian agency responded, and what were your thoughts? Let's start with Mega. Did you read any of it? What are your thoughts? Or if you hadn't read it, what are your thoughts that the Brazilian regulatory agency gave us approval? Now we still
So
have we still have the FTC, which is U.S. I think it's CADE and I don't know what it's called. And what is it called? CADE? Not CADE. What is it called in Great Britain and the EU?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
what
You,
was
yeah,
that?
you,
Yeah,
oh,
CADE.
CAM,
CADE.
CMA, it's CM, no,
Oh,
it's CAC,
CMA.
CMA. Yeah, the Competition Markets Authority. That's right. They are the ones who, and then EU. So, what do you think, Mega?
Um, yeah, I expected it. Like I said this before, I'm pretty confident that, Microsoft will acquire Activision Blizzard.
Okay, double.
Yeah.
You know what? I read it briefly, here and there, but it's Brazil was like, kill that noise.
They was
Then
talking. I saw a little bit too. Yeah.
I
they
have a
told Sony to
question.
kill that noise.
It's okay if we soon talk about the website?
Yeah, we can talk about the website in a minute after this. We can hit on
Okay,
that for a hot second.
because
But
it's interesting.
They didn't see nothing in the long short. Make it short. They didn't see nothing wrong with it.
okay, Serge, what do you think?
I think they were pretty much saying that it's BS. Was they had a strong statement from what I read. I didn't read the whole thing, but I read a little excerpt, and they had some rather business casual things to say. Like they just basically called them out and said they on BS, but I can't remember exactly how they worded it. Wait, let's see. There it is, right
Okay.
there.
Right. Well, what they
I
said
can
was,
barely see it. I need to zoom
okay,
in
let
on
me.
that.
I'm going to go. Lady Jazz, you want to get yours, then I want to. I'll comp.
Yeah,
'Cause I
you
wanna-
say we need
Yeah.
that quote. We need that quote.
Yeah, I
fresh.
got the quote. I got the quote fresh. Lady Jazz.
I'm honestly not surprised it went through. When I was reading, one thing that I thought was kind of funny, Brazil was basically like, well, it ain't our responsibility to protect you, Sony. So yeah, we don't
Right.
care.
Right.
That's one thing
Okay,
that stuck
so
out to me.
let's provide context. So
Yeah.
the
So
context is
yeah,
that
go
the
ahead.
context was back in June or July leaked out that, well, it didn't leak because it's public information that Sony went all in saying that they're going to be at a disadvantage. Microsoft is a behemoth. Microsoft may not do this and that and this and that. And then Microsoft responded by saying, in a sense, Sony, the snowman shouldn't call a polar bear white, because you can't sit up here and start talking about people when you yourself are being anti-competitive by locking down games to your console, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what Microsoft responded. So everyone was thinking that this and that and this and that, that hey, it's going to be rough. Now, I will say this: I'm about to read, read what the Brazilian regulatory agency said. I do think that if I think they went by the rule of their law, and it's a deep document. I've seen a lot of people go through the document, and they technically went in on Sony. They were in, for one instance, they were like, well, if your people choose to lose and it then leave, and Microsoft makes Call of Duty exclusive to their console, then some of your people may leave. But that's almost like competition. You compete. Then if they really truly love you, they're going to stay, and Microsoft will lose money. That's how things go. However, what you guys are talking about, the Cade, they said this specifically. They said, furthermore, I'm reading just this part. Furthermore, it is important to highlight that the central objective of CADE's activities is the protection of competition as a means of the well-being of Brazilian consumers and not the defense of a particular interest of specific competitors.
Yep, that's what I
That
read.
was the
Right, there it is, right there.
that when I saw that, I fell out
Right there.
laughing.
Ain't my problem. Y'all over there being stingy.
But that's competition. That is to me, and if any regulatory agency, and I know Hove Law did something, he said he responded. I didn't look at his video, but I want to look at it later today, not today, tomorrow. But he said something like, does it bode well for Microsoft with the FTC and EU and the CMA? I don't know, but I think in the U.S. has to follow the same guidelines, because if you're going by law and looking at competition, especially in Europe, which people don't understand, Sony runs Europe as far as, I don't know, I think if Microsoft has over a 30% market share, I'd be surprised. So how can Sony go around the world complaining about a deal when you're the market leader? And that's exactly what, to me, I found to be funny. You complaining, but you are the market leader. And I think the Brazilian regulatory agency came out as, in my opinion, slapped Sony on the hand and said, "No, not today. You are too much. You are complaining about something that you control, and you don't want competition. You want status quo. You want to, just because you Sony, you deserve special treatment." That's the way I looked at their response. They weren't playing.
In other words, kill that noise.
Yes. So that's what I thought. I thought it was interesting. Now, they say that I'm more worried about the FTC, but like I said, and I text somebody about that, and I said that the FTC is 5 panel members that vote, and it's always political. It's 3 Democrats, because Biden's in office, and 2 Republicans. Definitely know the 2 Republicans are going to vote for business, because they are always business. I just think that one of the Democrats will vote. I do not think they will. If I was Microsoft, I got this far, Microsoft needs to have the man up. I'll say it that colorful way, because I was going to say something else. And if the FTC try to jump in and say, no, we think it's anti-competitive, sue. We'll see you in court. But anyway, that was that, and I thought it was quite interesting. At the end of November, we should hear from, hopefully we hear from them earlier, but FTC earlier, but we don't know. So let's talk about, and we'll let Mega, you want to talk about Microsoft website in reference to the Activision deal, Activision Blizzard deal. They create a whole website saying how the deal would be good for the consumer and other developers. So Mega, what did you want to say on that?
The thing that I want to say on that is that, first of all, I've actually haven't seen any company that has, like, done this before by, like, I guess releasing, like, I guess you could say their side on, like, the argument,
Who do you think that was directed to?
People that are like, yeah, this is anti-competitive,
But who would
and
that
people that
be?
are like a bit worried. Oh, and
You
also
break it up.
You
those
breaking up?
different oh, I'm breaking
Who?
up.
Yeah.
Okay, am I like good now?
You bet you good now.
Okay, I was also about to mention, like, you can also see this as like Microsoft's, receipt towards like those countries equivalent to the FTC.
No,
Like
okay.
like
Do
if
you
you're
know who
not
that?
too sure about it, then Microsoft can, give the reason.
Well, you know who that was. Technically, as when I saw everybody complain, I saw a lot of people with Microsoft's getting scared, and there's even Hope Law. I always like to reference him. He has a good channel, but I referenced him, and I sent him a message real quick, because he was like, he thought Microsoft. He said, "Oh, they're running scared," and I don't think it was scared. I just think that was not to the regulators. That was to people in the media. That had nothing to do with the regulators. The regulators are going to have even more in-depth information. The regulators have more information than they need. The regulators are going to have financials or they should have financials, know how much each organization make. They're going to have everything they need to make an intelligent decision on what anti-competitiveness is. Therefore, that was for us. That was for the general populace and the media. That was just for us. That was not for the regulatory agency, because if it was, you see the regulatory agencies in Brazil, did you see all that information leaked out? Well, it wasn't leaked out because it's public information. Microsoft went in on Sony, did they not?
They did.
Okay. Double,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that was actually my thought. What I was gonna say. They laid it all on they laying their cards on the table about the situation.
Right.
You know.
All
Hey,
that is they said we were doing
this,
nothing.
this.
We were preparing.
You know, it was. They making it plain. You know, when somebody say make it plain, they making it plain.
So they're being clear and straightforward.
And waiting.
So the word we want to use is transparent.
Yeah, transparent.
Serge, what are your thoughts?
I'm glad that Xbox can finally compete with be one of the top. Will compete with one of the top competitors. This is healthy. This is healthy for the market. Like it really is.
I think we need to make sure we get on people who are listening understand that when I hate when people say Microsoft compete. Well, the reason why Microsoft didn't compete in the old age is because they didn't have the finances. And I don't mean Microsoft, Xbox division didn't get the money internally because they were under the Windows division. And the Windows division didn't want to give them that many resources of money. They were on a shoestring budget.
Until they proved themselves.
Yeah.
Well, not until they proved themselves, but they didn't. If you want to compete, let's go, and I'll give you the Google example. If you want to compete, you have to throw money. Let me finish this. If you want to compete, you have to throw money at it. Case in point, when Phil Spencer became CEO of Microsoft, of Xbox, right, or whatever, general manager of Xbox, now he's CEO of Microsoft Gaming. He had Satya Nadella behind him saying, we're going to spend whatever we need, right? That's what you call being invested. Before that, Microsoft wasn't invested. They didn't have that money to make games. They outsourced this, they outsourced that. But when you get money behind you to grow, case in point.
And they didn't have the right direction.
Right. Because they were under the Windows division. When you are only a Windows division and Windows is looking at Windows and not looking at you as being something that can bring in to their division, they think you're a lost department and you don't see how they're profitable and you can't show how your business plan is going to make profit for that division. That's the problem. Microsoft had a lot of internal fighting going on many years, and that was already known. But case in point, go back to Google. Google can say all day and night that Microsoft was the reason why. Microsoft could have been 10% of the reason. The 90% of the reason that you designed your product wrong, the way you did it was wrong, and you did not want to invest the money. The reason why and that's who Microsoft, and Microsoft was 100% right when they said, we're not competing with Sony or Nintendo. We're competing with Google and Apple and Amazon.
They always been competing with Apple.
And Tencent.
They've been in
but I'm speaking
back in the day.
But I'm speaking only in the gaming world. That's all I'm speaking of. Because
since back in the day. Exactly. Since back in the day.
But they see who has the money to really the bandwidth, let's call it bandwidth, to go head to head with them and spend billions of dollars in a market or develop a market. That's the point. And that's why they say Google. Google could have, because I think they did, and I think it's going to get out. But Activision had to go get additional suitors for this deal. They don't have to talk about that. They just couldn't go. They had to do their due diligence. Let's call the word due diligence. They had to go out and make sure, okay, Microsoft offered us 95. Can you do better? Because that's your fiduciary responsibility to your stockholders. You don't take the first offer. So if somebody's making you an offer, you got to go see if you can get a better offer if you're trying to sell your company.
Yeah, for fair market. You're talking about fair market right now. Yeah.
Well, not really. They're not the fair market. Fair market. If you want to say fair market value, yes. But what I'm saying is Activision went out to various companies. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they went out and Sony had an opportunity to bid. They couldn't afford it. They knew they couldn't afford it, but I think they had the opportunity to bid. I think they went to a couple of other companies. They didn't want to spend the money. So you can't blame Microsoft for saying, hey, we'll do it. We'll buy you. And I think they could have went to Amazon too. Amazon said no. But they did go out and try to get other bids. I think they went out and got 2 or 3 other companies to say who bid it for them. But anyway, what are your thoughts, Serge, on that site?
On the site, I think it's good for transparency, and they trying to they setting the precedent for the industry.
Exactly. They're trying to control. Well, they're trying to control the narrative. That's what they should have been doing in the first place.
I mean, when you are controlling, I mean, when you're open and president and you're open like that, people are more forgiving when you have a downfall because they see where the downfall came from, as opposed to being blindsided by it.
And trusting of you because you ain't like trying to hide or, you know.
Right. They're controlling the narrative. They're putting the information out there. They're not going to let people say, well, this is what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. We're going to, and then before you're going to tell me that's what a rumor is. A rumor tells untruths. You don't know what it is, but they're controlling their own narrative because they're saying, hey, we got the money. And it's a nice page. I don't think it was them. I think they're trying to say, hey, we're the good guys here. Control the narrative. So let us control it. Let us control our own destiny. We're not going to let somebody else come in and tell us how to do something or when we should do it. So I think they did a good job. I know others saying, oh, they're desperate. I don't think so. We'll, like I said, after the stockholders meeting, we'll see what they say. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Double. What are your thoughts?
I was just going to say, I like a company that's working hard for my dollar.
Okay.
Give me to spend with you. I like that.
So make it easy to spend with you because it's like when they be having Game Pass and then you play a game you never thought you would like, you more liberal with your money with them.
Exactly.
So, Lady Jazz, what are your thoughts?
I agree with all the other gentlemen here. Main point is transparency. Like you said, the narrative. Like, look, this is what we're doing. This is our intentions. What's up? So I like it.
Okay. Surge.
I already said my opinion. It's Mega.
Well, no, I already said mine. I'm
we all agree.
Yeah, we all agree.
Okay, we all agree. So, like I said,
I'm just making sure everybody heard. That's all.
Yeah, the next couple of weeks will be the weeks that, like I say, November, and I think, November 8th is the first one because that's when the EU has to say something. But don't get it twisted. They're definitely going to say we got to go further review. They're not going to just say, okay, we're going to approve. That's not happening. That's not happening. Not with the EU. But okay, so those are all our topics. So I think we did good. Those that are still listening, please like and subscribe to our channel. We'd be very appreciative of you guys doing that.
And comment if you like.
So let's do our outros. Lady Jazz, where will you be?
I will be here every Thursday, 7 Central Standard Time. Gamers DMZ. I stream on Twitch. Jazzymoto, as you see it spelled, JA5ZYMOTO. Same on Twitter, YouTube. Saturdays I do my art streams. Other than that, it's mostly been Tuesdays and occasional Wednesday, every Friday. So, yep.
Okay. Sir Rich.
Yeah, you can find me here every week as well as Sir Rich at Facebook and at Twitter as well as Sir Rich on Twitch. Oh my goodness, brain fart. Sir Rich Gaming on Facebook.
Oh.
What? He heard something good. But anyway, you can find me on Twitch on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Fridays from either around 7, anywhere between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. I try and get on there by 8, but sometimes it'd be a little bit later. You might see me on occasional Saturday, but other than that, it's just random, baby. We just get on when we get on. A good game come out, I might play it on release. You never know on that channel, on that Twitch.
What about you, Mega?
Name's Mega Elixir. I'll be here every Thursday, and after this podcast, I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat me some
Up
pizza.
your face. Give me some pizza, dog. Send me some.
What kind you got?
The life of a king, a
For real.
prince. Okay,
Prince
The life of
Ali,
a-
fabulous he, Ali, blah,
Okay.
blah.
Double.
You can find me here every Thursday, OG Double M. And you can also come to our Facebook page, All Things Geeky.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
No, you ain't gonna do nothing. I see you somewhere else. I seen you somewhere else. You be active.
And very active on that spot, right?
Oh,
Very
on Twitter.
active.
There you
Yes.
go.
I like
He's
to
definitely
double
active
in.
on
Stuff like
Twitter.
that.
Yes, very active on the Twitter space.
Be cracking jokes and everything.
Mhm.
Well,
for
you
me-
know what? A lot of those were on my old
Oh,
my original gamer tag. A lot of those guys, so they do know me. So that's why.
Okay. Well, you can find me here every Thursday, the one on Xbox, PlayStation, and the Gamers DMZ on Twit, but I changed that to the one, so you can find me on Twitter. If you see somebody responding to somebody smart, that's me. It's me going after somebody, and then they try to challenge me and fight. Everybody want to fight. I just want to talk stuff. And at Double, somebody don't talk to me anymore since I
everybody
went after them.
put their links in the chat. It was requested.
Make up.
I'm not signed into the chat, so but that is cool. Yeah, put your links in the chat, please.
That'd make it easy. Bernard had a good suggestion. Thank you, Bernard, for that suggestion.
Yes.
That was an excellent
Well,
suggestion.
Bernard knows how to reach me. He's on my friends list, so
But that
Bernard,
was
you
a
can
good
look at my
suggestion.
friends.
I'm acknowledge that. That was an excellent suggestion.
Bernard, when you come to Chicago, look me up. We got to go to lunch. Look me up. Cool brother, guys. Very cool brother. Used to throw some great Christmas parties.
Oh, I can't wait to
Back
have
in the
Christmas
day.
parties. I can't wait
Back
to
in
have
the day.
parties. I ain't never had a
Yes.
good party. I want to have
Yes.
a good party.
All right,
One
guys.
party.
We will see y'all next week. Thanks everyone for joining and taking the time to be with us today. We really, really, really appreciate it, and trying to get that goal of 100 subscribers by hopefully the end of the year and shoot up after that. Again, everyone, thank you for joining us. See you next week and in gaming. I'm going to see Jazz hopefully on Grounded this weekend. And she on it. I'm gonna jump in every time I say I jump in.
She had a slide
disappears.
too.
Look, yeah,
I know.
like, I'm
Yes,
telling
yesterday.
you.
Yesterday,
Yeah, that was
If
yesterday.
you
But that was,
follow
that was
me,
I get up at
You
2:50.
sleep.
I
You
ain't going to
sleep.
sleep.
You got to go pump that iron in the morning.
There
You
you
sleep.
go. I gotta go.
if you follow me on Twitch, when I go live, you'll see a notification. So yeah, and then you can jump in. Yeah, and then we can follow you back. So yep.
All right then, everyone. Have a great week,
Yep.
and we'll see y'all next week.
Holla,
Holla, holla, holla,
holla,
holla.
holla, 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 holla.